Timber. We're talking about this very Sunday, 2014. Of course, it's Ghana's Founders Day, and it is also a day earmarked for volunteerism, and for many people in communities and also those who tend to have a lot more resources who want to offer their service. This is the time for you to show your capacity and your ability to be able to contribute to a meaningful cause in your town, district, or I'll say in your community. Now, a National Volunteers Day is being convened. We have the conveners in the studio, and Elena Asare is with the Ghana Volunteer Program. Thanks for joining me, Elena.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, and I also have William Oshilaja Bwampong. William, how are you?
I'm very good.
And he's also with the program as well. And I have to start with you, Eleanor.
Yeah.
What brought about this whole idea of a National Volunteers Day? Is it the first in the series?
No, it's not the first. Actually, we realized that the spirit of volunteerism had died down, especially in Ghana. And so we wanted to revive that spirit amongst the youth in Ghana. So we decided to come up with a program that will help the youth come across volunteer opportunities and so revive that spirit in them. So we came up with the National Volunteer Day initiative, which took place last year. We had about 40 activities and we had about 300 people volunteering. So we realized that since we started, it's put that spirit into people, and people want to now do things, volunteer and make their communities better. So we decided that we would continue with the program this year too. So it's on the 21st of September. But because it's a Sunday, we are trying to tell people to build activities around 20th to 22nd September.
Okay, so it's taking place from tomorrow through Sunday and Monday.
Yes.
And William, in what form does it usually take, and especially this year's range of activities or events?
Okay, so we have different kinds of activities you can actually take part in. We have orphanage visitation. We also have cleanup exercise. We have painting of schools. We have tutoring. Maybe you want to teach some kids ICT, math, English, anything. We also have blood bank and blood donation drive. So any activities that you would think you want to initiate in your community and you want to call your friends to help you in doing something or put a smile on someone's face.
And then, Eleanor, having interacted with you for a very long time, I know that often you say to me and everybody, you don't necessarily have to come and join us. You just have to join the cause, join the idea, and then you'll be part of the whole event. So it means that somebody can be somewhere at Kwandai or in Kwanta and be part of the National Volunteers Day.
Yeah, exactly.
So in what form can that take then?
Okay, so we are not asking you to do anything extravagant. That is, if it's not in your power, you can try to do something that, like building a hospital or anything of the sort. But what we are trying to say is that look for a problem in your society. For instance, we know there's
in your community, especially.
There's filth in Accra. And you live in a community where
almost every community in Accra, well, with the exception of the plush places, are filled with filth.
And you know, now there's cholera outbreak, so cleanup exercises are very important during this time. So that's what we are saying, that just locate a problem in your community and then gather the youth in your community to join you solve that problem. You don't need government to come in and do everything for us. And I believe that on the 20th to the 22nd, if we all put our hands to the wheels and join the volunteer activities, I'm sure we'll solve problems that could have taken government years.
This brings to mind the many interactions you tend to have with VSOs, they call them. Those are those from perhaps more developed economies like America and the UK and elsewhere in Europe. And you see all of them in our communities. They tend to come for a year or sometimes 6 months and come and teach. And they do that with their own resources, etc. How does it go? Is it the same idea?
Okay, it's almost the same idea, but this is what we are saying. Some people don't have time to volunteer, but you have resources that you can lend out to the people who are willing to do it. So you don't necessarily have to be at the activity, but say, for instance, last year we wanted to paint a school. And we asked around, we said paint companies should come and help. And then Azar came on and said, we will give you 20 buckets of paint. And they did that. So that's what we are saying. We don't have the resources, but we shouldn't also relax and sit back and say, because we don't have the resources, we are not going to stand up and do something for our nation. I think that is what will draw us back as a people. So we are calling people out there for support. There are reading clinics, there are painting sessions, there are cleanup exercises, Zoom Lion, etc. They can come in and say, okay, when you clean, we'll come for the rubbish. Say the paint companies can say, when you bring in, when you start the painting session, we'll give you paint. Maybe some philanthropist somewhere can say, okay, we'll give you money to support your activity. And that's what we are calling organic.
But from all that Eleanor is saying, it amounts to a lot of work as well. It means you need to reach out first, because you don't have to assume once you say people will come on board. So how are you reaching out to them?
Okay, so what we basically do is we're using the power of social media, because social media is now the fastest way of
reaching people.
Yes, so
reaching especially people who matter.
Yes, yes. So we have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter account, we have a Google Plus page, and we also have promo videos we've been sharing around. We also use the WhatsApp platform and stuff like that. So we're using the social media to reach out to people.
It's very sad I've never been part of your promo videos. That's right. I would have loved to be part of your activity as well. But Eleanor, as we're winding up on our discussion this morning, there always is an interesting idea in the mind of everybody. But how do they then tend to regurgitate the idea throughout the year before they come to the National Volunteers Day? Tend to nurture it and say, well, if the idea came up in January and the National Volunteers Day is a period in September, then I know that I could have been preparing adequately for it before that time.
Okay, so we realized that there was this gap, that if we say people should volunteer only on the 21st, people might relax. So that's how come we came up with a Ghana volunteer program.
Okay.
And so during
throughout the year.
Yeah, throughout the year. So during the year, if you have any activity, you can start, and then we will link you up with volunteers. So that's what we do. We'll market your volunteer activity for you, and then we'll get volunteers to you.
How has it been so far? You've gotten people on board?
Yes, as at yesterday, right? We have 55 people who have registered activities, and the activities is not just limited to Accra. We have some in Tamale, Suyani, Kumasi, Einem. It's
so you'll be sharing pictures on social media.
Yes, yes. So we encourage them to tweet, take pictures.
Are you getting organizations supporting you, Eleanor? This idea is innovative and great.
Yeah, I mean with
it's difficult.
It's difficult.
I know. I know how it can be.
Yeah, it's really difficult. But I guess with time, people can buy the idea and support us. So we are looking forward. It's not too late. If you are listening to us now and you think that you can help us, then do so. Just call us, and then we will come to you, and then you give us the support you want to. Yeah.
Okay. So any number they can reach you, any email, all that.
Okay. So they can reach us on 0207 823 076. Or they can also go to bit.ly/NVDay14 to look at the activity. Yeah.
Relax.
bit.ly/NVDay14.
Right, NV Day.
Day 14.
That's National Volunteer Day.
Or you could actually send a mail to volunteer@ghanathink.com.
Okay, but I tell you how to get it very fast. Please get onto Google volunteer, and then Google National Volunteers Day, perhaps Ghana, something. I think you get a lot more links to that. VLV Day. All right, so now you need to have a lot more people. How are you going to make sure, since this is the second in the series, by next year you get it very much consolidated?
What we're doing is that we're encouraging people throughout the year to start something on volunteerism. So when you start, you talk to us, and then we'll help you promote the idea. And so that's what we've been doing. And we are talking to companies. For instance, if you want to do a drive and you're looking for volunteers, you can talk to us, and then we'll get you volunteers, so that throughout the year, we are active, we are building our communities, and we are making our communities better.
Okay, I love it. Now you've gotten to me. I always interact with you, but today it's as if that's how preaching works, right? Gets into you, and you all wind up into the whole idea. Okay, we've had in the studio Eleanor Sari, and has a middle name Ariel as Amawat. Okay, so Eleanor is with the Ghana Volunteer Program. Thanks for joining us, Eleanor.
Thank
and
you.
we have William Oshilaja Buampong, Ghana Volunteer Program organizer as well. And thanks. What's the meaning of Oshilaja?
It's actually a Nigerian name.
Oh, you're Nigerian?
I'm 50-50.
You're 50-50.
Yeah.
50-50 is what?
My dad is a Nigerian, my mom is a
You mean
Ghanaian.
you're half?
Yeah.
I love it. How do you put it? Is it Nigerian? How do you guys do it?
Half
Half what? You're half.
half Nigerian, half Ghanaian.
Yeah, they have a way of pronouncing Nigerian. Okay, now we're taking a break from here.